welcome to Bring It On the Bus. We have Ryan Little Eagle. We've been trying to make this happen for a while. He travels, he's here, and then he's gone. And then I was off for a minute, but so glad you're here now.
Yeah, glad to finally be able to make it.
So, do you wanna tell me a little bit about yourself, or do you just wanna go into a song and then come back to it?
Just a poor man trying to make a living out there, pretty much.
I get it.
Travel all over. Usually stay between the Black Hills and the Tobacco Root Mountains over in Montana.
Yeah.
It's kind of more my area these days.
Beautiful. I love seeing your pictures. Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
You hearing your music too?
Yeah, there's something about out there that brings a peace.
That's me at the river. Like, I go to the Nantahala.
Yeah.
I'm just like, everything changes there. I will crawl out on a rock in the middle of it with my pen and my notebook, and that's my peace. Turn into a whole different person.
Yeah. I don't know, there's something about open sky and rolling hills and mountains just makes a difference, Struggle out here a lot because it feels almost
you feel like claustrophobic a little.
Yeah. It's just like,
I understand
you could see through the thicket out west pretty easily, so it's open.
I understand that. I really do.
Yeah.
I probably don't need to spend any time there because I probably wouldn't want to come back. No, I love my home. My family's been here for like 5 generations. I live like on the west end of the county. And my grandpa had an entire mountain. And that was we worked it. We worked the garden and stuff. And if you were big enough to walk, you were carrying water, picking up rocks, but it was beautiful,
Yeah, and there's still not as many people out there as there are out here.
Yes.
So
yes. And this is becoming more and more closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was talking with Nick about it the other day over at the open mic. We were just sitting back there and talking about different places we've been. I know for him, he's like, home kind of feels like Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about riding and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this is a song that I wrote. I wrote it last year, or actually no, I wrote it back in the spring, or kind of fall, spring, or winter, spring.
I think I know what you're.
But I got back in the area October of 23. So from October 23, I didn't really have dates to go back west until like the summer. So by the 3rd month of being here, just like I missed it so much. So I wrote this song, kind of just wanted to go home. And the song, it's called Wild Horse. Sitting low, the shadows dance, the call of the wild sings a soft memory. Fall asleep neath the blanket of stars, listening to the wind from afar. In the silence of night, I hear a cry, the call of the herd reaching out to me. Take me where I belong, under the pines, the endless sky, where the beat of my heart echoes in ancient songs. Wild horse, take me home. Wild horse, bring all sing the sound of hoofbeats, nature's melody. Across the frontier where I long to be, like thunder on the land, wild and free. In the chords of the earth, they beat like a drum. The spirit of the herds running with me. Wild take me where I belong, under the pines, the endless sky, where the beat of my heart echoes in ancient songs. Wild horse, take me home. Wild horse, bring me home. Wild horse, bring me home.
You took me there. You took me there.
Yeah.
Paint a pretty picture.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs I've written.
You know, don't you just love that? Like, I still, I don't know if I'll ever get the music, but sometimes when you get to the end of it, it's like, you know, like,
Yeah.
I can share that now. Like, I don't even, sometimes it's thoughts I don't even know I have
Yeah.
until my pen starts moving, and then it's like,
I feel that.
yeah. How long have you been playing?
I've been playing guitar probably coming up on 6 years. And
Yeah.
singing for about 6 years.
Yeah.
Music though, I've been doing music professionally for about 16 years.
Okay, what did you do before that?
So I was just playing native flute.
Oh, yeah.
I did more world traditional music. Did that for many years, and I got wasn't a bad relationship, but it was a bad relationship enough that I got tired of. I just got to
Yeah.
the point I was.
Time for a change.
And I ended up meeting me and a guy that wanted me to throw a flute on his stuff. So the deal was, okay, if I do that, then I get to sing. So,
Oh.
and then he decided one day he's ready to conquer Nashville. The next minute he's done with it forever.
Was he a musician? I'm sorry.
Pretty much. So it was one of those, if I wanted to keep doing it, I had to teach myself guitar. So
Good for you. Good for you. Proud of you.
that's how we got here.
And that guitar is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking. My buddy, his name's Connor Baldacci, which anybody gets a chance to totally go to his website,
Okay.
baldacciguitars.com. He doesn't do acoustics anymore.
Okay.
He does strictly hollow body,
Ooh.
semi-hollow, and solid body.
Okay.
And the amount of attention to detail that he puts in is incredible, especially like his knowledge on wood.
Yeah.
The training he had for luthier school. It's funny. I was playing at Deadwood Tobacco Company in Deadwood, South Dakota, and there was this couple from Gillette, Wyoming, and they came in. I think they had seen me in Sheridan, and I could be wrong about that. But we were talking, and he's like, we made the guitar, and I started telling him, my buddy Connor, and he went to school with Connor, and apparently while Connor was, was in shop class, he would make guitars. So
that's so crazy.
So
I love when that happens.
He's a master guitar builder, knows what he's talking about. This guitar, it's funny. It's like when I first got it, it's like when you start gentling a colt. And it's like you have to kind of develop that relationship, and once you get it, it sinks in, and then there's no other horse that you want to ride.
You're married to that guitar.
And so when originally I had this, I was having issues with its leveling and staying in tune, and Connor always stood by his product though. When I had issues with it, I sent it to him, he fixed it, sent it back, and got to the point, even like when I'm in South Dakota, we have one music shop. Technically we have two, but in reality we have one music shop. And it's called Haggerty's. So the guy that's there, his name's Scott. Scott is an amazing repair tech. And he's so amazing that if you bring a guitar, you can expect it back in like 3 months.
Oh, wow.
The turnaround's terrible because there's so many people.
because he has such a demand. Like,
so lucky for me, being in Rapid, Connor lives over in Gillette, Wyoming, which is only about 2 hours away. So I literally drive 2 hours just to get Connor to help me out with this guitar, and he's building me an electric right now.
Ooh.
It's almost done.
I kind of want to hear you play electric.
I started to. I've actually
Okay.
got an Eastman hollow body that I've been playing. So Connor though is building me one of his Bighorn series. But going back to this acoustic, Connor's built 6, and we were talking about it yesterday.
You have one of 6.
I have one of 6, and he told me, or actually it might be 5. Anyways, the ones he told me is like 1 got obliterated,
Oh.
2 got obliterated by FedEx, and
Oh.
then there's another local
Oh.
artist who introduced me to Connor. His name's Trey Odom. Which Trey Odom, it's funny, he plays his guitar down to here.
That's so crazy.
So like,
is he a big guy?
Not really.
No,
Actually,
that's so crazy.
He's not,
Long.
I think I'm taller than him, but no, like the way that he stretches, like when he's playing his guitar,
he's just
it's got to be like right here, rocker below his knees.
That's so funny.
But
because some people play them up here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little cold.
So Connor built one for Trey's wife, Lindsay, and Trey started taking it on the road. Apparently, he cracked it.
Oh my goodness! So what are we down to?
So this is the 5th one. This is the one that's still on the road, active, not destroyed, not fully cracked, still heavy and hard and ready to go. And even Connor's like, this is the best one he ever.
It's because you love it.
And even Connor's like, this is the best one he ever made.
Seriously.
So it's got its own share of cracks. I was in Buena Vista, Colorado, with a friend of mine. We played. I guess somebody had bought a Kingdom Hall, turned it into like an event center.
What?
And normally I have a stool from Walmart I bought. I usually use that because it's like it's the right height that I can easily hit my pedals.
Yeah, it's comfortable for you.
So, but he built these gig chairs. So we're sitting there playing. It broke under me. Arm hit, cracked it. Luckily, Connor couldn't fix it, but that's where like I took it to Scott. Scott did that. So Scott had
and I went like you can't see it like unless you just look at it. Like
blends in. But my dad designed the artwork. Connor painted it and did it. So
he's just all kind of talented.
I would say the amount of attention that Connor puts in, which is why I always recommend, you know, if you're looking for an electric, it's like Trey told me, why go spend $1,500, $2,000 on a Martin when you get one made specifically for you that fits you, fits you. Mm-hmm. Oh, and so this has traveled with me all over the country. It's funny. There's a scratch back here. It's fairly light. That's from Yellowstone. I was out at the park. It was winter. It was my first real time around the Bozeman area where I actually like stayed and explored. And I was setting up because I wanted to take a picture of it because I was around a bunch of bison. Fell, hit a rock. So it's the first scratch that added to the story of this. It's been to Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Tennessee, North Dakota, Washington, Wyoming, South Dakota,
I have to get
Colorado,
a picture and fit that
Michigan,
into your video.
Minnesota. Yeah, I mean,
I'll just do a little over and fit it in.
I'd say this guitar's been all over the place. But yeah, so.
Oh, does that have a name?
We called it, if I remember right, it was Chantewaha, which is like Sacred Heart in Lakota. Yeah, and even like when Connor built this, like all the details, and to show you why I also recommend him, wanted to do something special with the guitar. And so when he was looking at wood, this is a spruce top, but the spruce is directly from the Black Hills. It's from a lumber yard over in Spearfish. So that was Connor's way of like. Exactly.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. So, you better play me another song.
Yeah, so it's kind of where this word comes from. You know, it's funny. Talking about songs. I was playing at Lucky's over in Blairsville the other day, and the bartender, True Swiftie. So we're all just kind of giving her hell about Taylor Swift, and you know, Taylor Swift is a smart businesswoman, and she knows her demographic. Songwriting could leave a little bit more.
I'll not say anything.
But
I'll just.
She knows how to write a good love song and breakup song.
That's it. Like she pours out her. That's it.
But so we're sitting there talking with the bartender. She's like, that's all music really is. It's all about love songs and breaking up. And she's like, I bet the songs you write are like, I have like 3 songs that I wrote that are kind of about love. Everything else is about home. It's finding your way. So this was actually a single I released at the beginning of the year. This was supposed to go on my record, Native Americana, but it just wasn't ready by the time I released the record. So I wanted to throw something, to have something coming out this year, so I put this one out. But the song is called Till I'm Gone. Riding down the highway, looking for a home. Faded dreams and memories left behind in the rear view. A drifter on the run, searching for another song. Always restless, never settled, no matter where I go. Don't know where I'm going, the road is long. My heart's gonna lead me, and I'll follow till I'm gone. Blazing down a brand new trail. Making friends and family all along the road. Gypsy and a hustler reaching for the dream. 100 miles left to go, and I'm never turning back. Don't know where I'm going, the road is long. My heart's gonna lead me, and I'll follow till I'm gone. Till I'm gone, till I'm gone. Riding down the highway, looking for a home. So
you hit me with that one, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what it's. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
It's cleansing. Like, I don't care, crap. Like,
Hey,
it's good though. I swear I'm good. It's just like I felt that.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I wrote
Taylor Swift, make nobody cry.
Unless you're a teenager broken up with somebody, you're 15.
And you're sitting in front of the mirror watching yourself cry. That's it.
Because that boy dumped you, yeah.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I still like pinch myself. It's like, oh, just come play me songs. I love it. I love it so much. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, there's, for me, I enjoy stories, and it's funny. I was doing a songwriter festival in Spearfish, South Dakota. One friend of mine and some of the local organizers put together called the Queen City Songwriter Invitational, and it was so cool because there's 2 songwriter festivals in South Dakota. You have Queen City, which is brand new, and then you have the Wild West Songwriter Fest. And I love the Wild West Songwriter Fest. I got to participate in it back in 22 and have a lot of friends. I wish that more places would do it this way, where it's like during the day, I get you have to have your Nashville guys, you have to have your big ticketed guys. That's what sells,
right?
Quote unquote, sells the tickets. But like during the day, what they do is they have rounds from like noon to 3, and it's all locals. It's the local writer scene. I wish you got paid, but it's the local writer scene. And so then the afternoon becomes, all the other people. I wish that there were festivals around here that did that more. Because like there's one in Helen that I think is cool. This year they had a couple guys that were local, but it's like the local talent that they come in are the same guys that go to the same restaurants and play the covers. And a lot of times when they sit there and play the sets, it's still covers in between before the songwriters actually start. And it's like, top 40 is cool, but when we can put our own stuff out there, that's more important.
In that slot, like use that slot for what it is.
But with Queen City, I was sitting there, I was part of a round, and a buddy of mine named Lonesome Jones, we were sitting there, we were going through these songs, and the joke with him is, oh God, Ryan couldn't talk, because I'll sit there and I'll introduce the stories of how these songs get written. Yeah. And it's just my style. Do it. It was funny because, at the end of the night, they had one guy that was the headliner, and it was at the Matthews Opera House in Spearfish, one of the older opera houses that are actually in the hills. And before that, it was all of the local writers, because the whole day was just featuring locals, like the writers of the region. We had people from Wyoming, Minnesota, the Dakotas, some from Montana. So it features our region. And then right before the headliner, all of us come out and do one of our songs. Yeah. So, and I went out. I got to close it because I ended up playing with friends of mine. I have a friend named Clayton Ryan. We're actually going to be doing a tour in January. Okay. Going down to Texas. And Clayton wrote a song called Evergreen. And Clayton had approached me about throwing some flute on it. So we did a trade. I said, okay, I'll throw flute on your song if you throw harmony vocals on one of my songs. Okay. So when I released a song called Wild Horse, it features Clayton on there. But so I played flute with Clayton because he decided to do Evergreen. So I played flute with him. Another buddy of mine, Devin Sants, me and him have done shows Montana and South Dakota together. And it's funny because I cover one of his songs, and he's always like, just really weird. Like, he covered one of mine, like, because you're my buddy and I want to put your music out there. But he's got a song called I'm Not a Hero. And there used to be a bar called the Iron Phoenix. He was the manager at the time, so we would always put that on into the queue, just kind of make fun of him. But also,
it's good. Like, that's your friend.
Good spirit.
That's your friend, yeah.
And so there's times when we've done shows together, and he'll do I'm Not a Hero, and I'll throw a flute on it. So, because me and Clayton did that, then Devin decided he's going to have Clayton and our friend Chris Husengay, who's another writer in the Black Hills. They did harmony vocal on the original one. So now they're doing harmonies, and then I'm doing flute, so it was like a whole experience. Yeah. So in doing that, it's like, okay, I have to have the right flute, and then, so I got to be the last one of the night. And there's a song that I wrote called Texas, which I might do one of the latter songs. Okay. But I told the story and just, really sank into the story, presented it that way. And Jones, he comes up to me, he's like, there goes Ryan again, sitting there 10 minutes in the damn story before playing the damn song.
Your story is your story. Tell your story. No, when you're talking about that, my life's been a little crazy this last year, and we were talking about doing some kind of songwriter festival, and we'll talk more later because it's time to pick that back up. But
yeah, I mean, LJ does a cool one. I like that they do involve some of the local people too. One of the downsides is now you got a 3-hour slot for one person to fill, and it's like, I am lucky enough that now I know I have enough material that I can stretch out and make 3 hours work.
But you also like to talk, So
And there's
that
some
works.
people that don't even have
Don't
that
have
amount
three
of money.
because they're squeezing covers
So,
in and
yes.
yeah. Well, because I would love to. I would love.
So it's like
to,
when you can line 3 people up, it's cool. It's funny because for me, it was just a normal thing. Because when I first started really playing guitar and singing, I was in Texas, and a lot of guys would always do song swaps. Just basically 2 people come out, set up, and then just one. I play a song, you play a song. Yep.
Okay.
Sit there, shit talk, drink, and so I've always known it as song swapping. And then, going to South Dakota, coming out here, nobody ever did that. And it's like, well, that kind of sucks because, it's nice to be able to hang out with a friend and just do that. It makes the job so much easier.
No, see, I love whenever, I love when y'all get on,
But everybody calls it a Nashville Riders Round, is how they
they
consider
call it
that style.
in the round.
Yeah, so it's like, I think doing it that way becomes better because it's less work, more opportunity.
So stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. I have another camping gym planned. We're gonna talk about that too. You gonna be here, May?
Not sure yet.
Okay.
Making some new plans.
I might be. On the lineup.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at moving to Montana. I was talking with my friend Clayton about this because, we're hard and heavy. We're road dogs. We're out here trying to make it. And just like anybody else who, picks up this guitar and tries to do it seriously. And I love South Dakota. I mean, South Dakota is my home. Unfortunately, we have such a small scene, especially when trying to put a band together. It's like...
That's hard anyway.
Yeah. And you got a limited pool and everybody already is in 5 or 6 bands.
Yes.
I know there's 2 people that are friends of mine that are in other bands that they all travel around, and it's like the artist rarely plays in the Dakotas. He's Texas, Colorado, Arizona, Missouri, stuff like that. But I was talking with Clayton because Clayton left the hills. He had an opportunity, went to LA, did some stuff in LA, came back home.
What a contrast.
Real transition point of his life. Both of us were going through it. And, I had an opportunity here in Atlanta, which is what sent me back this way. And the opportunity hasn't panned out. Blew up, but there was a lot going on in that. And now it's kind of reemerged, but it's now a whole lot of different circumstances there. But Clayton ended up moving to the Twin Cities, out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. And this year, what I've seen Clayton do is amazing. The shows that he's played, how he's kind of really changed up his whole thing. He's learned the art of social media by far. And he's like, he couldn't have done that without leaving and going to that bigger market. And with that bigger scene, getting out into the local writers, he's gotten to meet people who know people who know people. He's working with Coffee Break Entertainment, which I just started working with now. And so talking with Clayton and going through that, I'm like, well, as much as I love South Dakota, I can make a good living, but it's gonna take me a lot to get out of it.
Yeah. So
I'm actually planning on moving to Montana. Actually be moving around Bozeman area. I don't like Los Angeles. That's how you can tell I've been around there enough, is that I know the local name.
Yeah.
But outside of that area...
So how'd you balance? Found your balance?
Well, outside of there, the smaller towns, especially in the Madison River Valley, is where I found more of my area.
We still got that peace.
Still got the peace.
Don't give up your peace.
Still got the small town life, small town living community there. That's one thing that's given me the confidence to try to make this move, because it's funny, when I was a kid, I always wanted to move to Montana. I couldn't tell you why. In 2009, I took the chance. I was a high school dropout with the GED. Apparently had a decent SAT score for me. I always wanted a 21. Apparently having a 1560 was a good thing, especially being a dropout. And
similar story.
I had gotten accepted into Montana State University there in Bozeman. I wanted to try to go make it work. Packed up, went up there in 09. Just couldn't find a job, and college would have been $50 grand. So
maybe that's your college.
it's like one of those, I couldn't make it work, so I left in '09. And it's funny, 3 years ago I started going back, and I've spent so much time there. It's crazy. It's funny, when you think about it as a kid where you wanted to be, and now you actually have the opportunity and chance. And, I wrote this song about a town out there, and it's funny, there for a while we're talking about, selling our souls and working long hours and overtime for bullshit pay, and some people trying to tell you to try that in a small town, and that small town being a town of 150,000 people, which it's like Rapid City, I think, is like 110,000, and it's the second largest city in the state of South Dakota. And I think Billings is the biggest city in Montana, and I don't even think it cracks 80,000.
Wow.
So it's like, when you turn around, you hear that. But I was thinking about it because I grew up in Canyon Lake, Texas. Growing up, I remember, I can say this now because nobody can get in trouble, I guess statute of limitations, but we used to walk 5 miles into the little town that was basically a shopping strip, a couple restaurants, and then the resort on the lake.
So
we used to ride our bikes, walk all over the place. I mean, we spent hours outside. And I remember, people had, my grandma had a house in a neighborhood, but people had parcels of land, maybe half an acre, quarter acre. I mean, you at least were spaced out. Now, go out there, everybody's on top of each other. And a lot of people, money moved in, changed the community. I mean, San Antonio used to be the biggest small town you'd ever live in. Yeah, 1 million people, but they did so much in the community that it felt like that. And people from California moved out there and changed it. Austin too, man.
Yeah.
And see it out here. My dad lives over in Dawsonville.
Oh, yeah?
I remember, 5 years ago wasn't that bad. It was cool. We started finding a community.
Yeah.
And now there's so many damn people there. It takes 20 minutes just to get through the little stretch of less than a mile.
Yes, no, because sometimes I drive from here to Gainesville, and you go right, and it's what happened, because it used to be like they didn't have they had one store that would stay open till like 11 o'clock, and now it's like.
And it's just people from the city wanting the country, and then they turn around.
It's not a country anymore.
I say they come out and like, oh, we like the peace, we like the quiet. It's like the people from Florida that move up here to these mountains, It's like, we like the quiet. Oh, wait a minute. Where's Walmart?
Yeah.
Where's the Starbucks?
I need DoorDash. I need 15 places.
So they turn around and ruin it. That's what happened to Bozeman too. I was talking with locals there. When I was there in '09, it wasn't nearly what it is today. And just talking with people. That's the common thing. This little town, 30 Forks. You always hear all the people from Los Angeles. It's funny. One of my friends there owns a bar, and they had a shirt that said Montana. Montana's slogan, I think, is "Get Lost." And on the shirt says, "Get out."
Get out.
No, seriously.
Get out. Yes. Bye now.
So I wrote the song for them. It's a community that's taken me in. It's a community that I'm probably going to. This is called Small Town Dream. Little town by the banks of the river where the three forks meet. Each other in the business cheap. Mom and Daddy putting food on the table, working hard all their lives, keeping the small town dreams alive. Rich folks' laws come to our neighborhood. Let our small town dream go. They wanna bring the bustle, lights, and all the noise. It won't change. Always the home. Simple things, small town dreams. Don't bring the city to the country. Hustle, bustle, lights, and all the noise. It won't change. Always the home. Simple things, small town dreams. All simple things, small town dreams. All simple things, small town dreams.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's from somebody who's actually lived in a small town.
Yeah.
Not a town of 150,000 people.
Yes. Yeah. No, I get it. Like my family's been here for, I think I'm the 5th generation.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I open my mouth and cornbread comes out. Like, it's like, I just, like, we're just, I miss my grandma. Like, I miss walking down the trail to my grandma's house.
Oh, I understand that.
You know, she was my best friend, and she worked, like, to gather food and to take care of her family. But she always, it never seemed like a burden. It was out of love.
Oh, yeah.
Like, every bit of it was out of love, and she took pride in it. Oh my gosh, you got me tore up. Ah.
You
Yeah,
really
I
gonna-
get it. I get it. Phew.
I'd say that you really gonna be shedding tears.
Oh no.
Talk about an unintentional
No.
segue. Nah, so,
I can handle it. Give it to me.
so, you know, I feel the same way about my grandpa. You know, this is the song I played at the Queen City Songwriter Fest. Was the one that was on stage, and one thing that was cool was I had a couple people come to me after, you know, and they said that one song that was just as good as that headliner in one song, one story. And I don't play this one out as much as I used to. A lot of it's just, you know, trying to still process.
Mhm.
But when I was younger, you know, I was going through a hard time in my life when I was growing up, and came from a little bit of a broken home. I didn't realize how broken it was, though. You know, my parents split up when I
That
was
was the
2.
road. That was the reason for going down the trail to grandma's. Yep.
I said my parents split up when I was 2, and my stepdad was a military man, and he knew the military, so, and first time he ever really been around a kid, so he didn't really know any better at the time. And my mom was getting misdiagnosed. My mom has lupus, and she has an autoimmune disease, and the time they were saying she was bipolar, and you know, they were doing the whole mental health thing, and my mom was struggling with it, and unfortunately I was at the receiving end of that struggle. And I know it was hard for my mom. There was times my grandparents came around a lot more. I was really close to my grandma and my grandpa. And there was one time, you know, it just shit hit the fan. It was a real rainy day. We got my mom's car. My mom and I were arguing because I didn't want to sit in the back seat. I wanted to sit in the front seat. And it was raining so hard you couldn't see. And my mom had pulled out and she got T-boned. And had I been in the back seat, all that glass would have came and got me. But, you know, that moment was so hard, I couldn't sleep. And so, you know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, can't sleep. You know, I'm running to my mom's room and they're barely getting sleep as it is. And one thing leads to another, and it just, my mom knew it was getting to a point. My grandmother and my grandpa came and got me and took me. And my mom was in this position where she could legally assert her authority and use the whole custody thing and just, you're kidnapping him, give him back. but my mom understood how it wasn't a good place, it wasn't healthy, especially for her, and that she wanted me to have a safe home and a stable environment. So my mom probably did the hardest thing ever that any mom could do, and she gave me to my grandparents. As a kid, you don't realize this. As a kid, you feel unwanted. You feel like you're not good enough. You don't know why you're not allowed to be there. And I was struggling with so much anger and hurt. But when I was living with my grandparents, my grandpa, growing up, he's your stereotypical Texan. I mean, he was from a ranch up in Shamrock, which is up in the middle of nowhere, panhandle of Texas. And I don't know. I was always his little helper growing up. I was always close to him. He was working at this place called the Summit Resort. It was like basically condos, camping right on the river, off the Guadalupe River in Canyon Lake. And he used to work security, so while my grandma was at work, I would go sit there and do the security rounds with him, lock things up, and he was a big supporter. He had a stroke, and that really limited what he could do. Once he got disabled, he was always walking around with a cane, but it never stopped him. I mean, he was hard working every day. He was out there putting up fences and building courtyards, and moving stone and rock, gravel, and he taught me how to drive. He taught me a lot. It was funny. I used to want to play basketball, so my grandparents put me into these leagues, and he was at every practice. He'd get his book, bring his little camping chair, set it up right there at the end of court, and
love shows up.
He was there, and that was the biggest thing. Is he taught me about real unconditional love. Because there were times that I felt like I was an heathen and a monster and I didn't deserve it. But through all that, he loved me through all that pain. And there's times I know as a kid you butt heads with your parents.
Oh, yeah.
And I know there's times where
part of it.
We butted heads, and he loved me through it. And he was one person that taught me, when it comes to that being mad and angry, it's like just in the moment, okay, it's a reaction. But once that moment's over, let it go.
Don't live in it.
And we'd get in an argument, and then 30 minutes later we'd be watching like Popeye or whatever cartoon together. And my last memory of him was actually he had fallen in the bathroom, and I hadn't slept that night, so I was asleep. When I woke up, EMS was there, my mom was there, my grandma, and they took him in an ambulance, and he had passed out. That was the last time I ever saw him. And he was in the hospital, and my dad had gotten a new job out here. So, I needed to change, so I left with my dad. And my mom and my grandma, they were fixing up the house. They were trying to make it more mobile for him to be around. And once we got here, a couple days later, I got the call. He had passed on. So I never really got to say goodbye to him, and it took about 15 years for us to finally come back to him. And summer before last, I was working on a song, and I wanted to write a song about Texas. And as I got into writing it, the more and more I started hearing more about him, feeling about him. And this is a song I broke down into tears the first time I finished writing it. It was so bad I had to call my mom. Like that's how hard the song was. And we released it, and it was one of the first songs that really kind of came out that old kind of Western style that I wanted. And a lot of people told me when I released it, you can't do 5 minutes. It was.
You can do whatever you want on here.
I'd say it was. The way we released it is the way I sang it one time. My mom heard it. My mom said, you gotta do it that way. And this song currently has like 20,000 listens. I think it actually has 30,000. Spotify's weird, but it's got 20,000 listens right now on Spotify. And it's a song called Texas. calling me again. It's time to get moving on. Wish I was north of San Antonio, the place that was my home. Chasing dreams and seeking fame, and telling stories along the way, praying hard for simpler times, like back when I was 10. Grandpa was still alive, I'd hear him in the morning, telling me, be who you are. Saying, don't you fret, you're not alone. Stand tall like I taught you, son. Maybe rough, but keep the faith in your heart. You're doing good, you're doing fine. In the dark, I'm by your side. No matter where you go, always know you got Texas in your heart. Old times passing by, like the memories on my mind. Watching cars in the rear view now, I wish I was somewhere else. Bring me back to the blue bonnet fields from when I was a kid. Me and Grandpa in the truck, heading down by the river. It's been a few years now since he went back home. His spirit lives in my soul. Saying, don't you fret, you're not alone. Stand tall like I taught you, son. Maybe rough, keep the faith in your heart. You're doing good, you're doing fine. In the dark, I'm by your side. No matter where you go, always know you got Texas in your heart. This cowboy has a halo, guardian angel now. I hear his voice deep inside, saying, don't you fret, you're not alone. Stand tall like I taught you, son. Maybe rough, but keep the faith in your heart. Doing good, you're doing fine. In the dark, I'm by your side. No matter where you go, always know you got Texas in your heart. In your heart. In your heart. Doing good, you're doing fine. In the dark, I'm by your side. No matter where you go, always know Texas is in your heart. Yeah, it's one of those songs that just.
If you're not dead inside, like if you're not dead inside, you're gonna cry at that song. Sorry.
I feel it's
The whole story, there's a lot of parallels. Like I have no idea. Like there's a.
oh yeah.
Ooh, ha. Just play it for me.
Yeah, it was took me back to the spot and
You just made me want to come out.
feel that.
Are you getting too cold? Is it too
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, this is.
Oh, I'm
this is,
sorry. I'm sorry.
This is spring weather.
I forgot where you came from.
Yeah, this is spring weather compared to up there. I'd say, yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, I got one more for you. So, it's funny, I've been trying to record a new record for a while, and I have songs that I wrote that I was never real confident in. And when I came back last year around this time, at the time I was supposed to get a booking agent, was supposed to
The check boxes.
go to Nashville, was supposed to put out this new EP and all that, and none of that happened.
Yeah.
$20,000 later, it was all the money I made from the summer went down the drain like that. The guy that I was working with, he's a genuine guy, and he's got the connections. I mean, we shot a music video, and sure enough, he's trying to sit here and bet on a football game, and he can't convince himself, and then turning around, he calls Genuine, the singer, the guy who did Pony. Yeah, calls him up, just, hey bro, convince me to bet on this game. Just like it was nothing, but the guy he was working, the guy that basically was kind of his partner, was taking the money and running. So that's why that didn't work out.
Hey, that didn't work out because God has another plan for you.
Yeah. But while we're sitting here and trying to put together this record, that's when I wrote Small Town Dream and started writing Wild Horse and writing a song called Make the Eight. I was just trying to fill in my schedule because I was told, okay, you just need to get you to the end of the year. January, boom, we're going to have you booking agent. They're going to keep you busy. January crept, no booking agent. So I needed work, and I went around to all the businesses that I normally go to. Because I'm telling you right now, advice for anybody that wants to play in North Georgia, you need to be thinking about this March of last year. Because if you aren't on it by April, you're not going to play. Especially in the winery scene.
Yes.
You might get lucky with some of the smaller businesses that will let you in, but for the most part, all these damn places book out a year in advance. It's stupid.
That's what I'm hearing. I
went to go book a winery last year, and I got into the sister property, and I couldn't get into the main property. So as we're talking and going through dates, like, I got a calendar that's got 2025 on it, and sure enough, we booked 5 dates for 2025.
Goodness.
It's like, and that was November of last year. So, yeah, I'm so behind right now. It's dumb.
I don't even know what day of the week it is.
I know, right?
I just don't.
But I went into Roadside Distillery up in Blairsville, and I had played a show there, so I went to go see about playing another one and scheduling some dates. And they were doing karaoke. It was DJ Sean. And we get to talking, and he's just like, yeah, oh, I got a studio right up Young Harris. But I've been considered for a Grammy a couple times, like just casually, not like a big deal. Oh yeah, my uncle was on Hee Haw. Roy Clark. Yeah, my uncle's Roy Clark. He used to.
What did you just say?
Roy Clark.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Singing cowboy. Yep.
What?
I don't know, right? It's just like, just casually out there. Been working with all these people.
His uncle was Hee Haw. Him and Buck Owens were Hee Haw. Like.
So we get to talk, and he's like, if you want to come check out the studio, and it's in his basement, it's regular home studio, but it's funny, because he talked to me about getting in there. So sitting here, trying to work with this one guy first, nothing's coming up. I really want to start putting out some new music, so I start working with Sean, And we get up there and we start laying down. And what's kind of cool with Sean is Sean's really encouraging. Like, I am not the best mandolin player at all. I can barely get by keeping rhythm on an acoustic, but he pushes me to like play all these different instruments. And
I thought you were mandolin.
let's say so we started recording. We recorded. We were starting to record Wild Horse and Make the Eight and Small Town Dream. The initial songs we were working on, and then I pull out all these other songs that I've written from the past. Like, dude, you got to do that one. Dude, you got to do that
one. Do that one.
So
do that one. Give me another one.
He pulled out this record that we're doing. It's gonna be 13 songs, and 12 of them are mine. One's a song my uncle wrote, but as we were getting through, he talks to me about songlines. He's like, "Hey, what do you think about this beat?" So he's got pre-made beats that he's done. He's like, and he's sent me two of them. He's like, "Yeah, I was working with Luke Combs on a couple. And Jelly Roll's coming in soon." So literally, I think the next Thursday after we had recorded, Jelly Roll had come through. He's like, "Oh yeah, I was just chilling one time, and Alicia Keys, we went to school together, and she came by the studio. We were just chilling, drinking, and then she showed me she wanted me to master all these songs that she had. She gave me a hard drive, and just like nonchalant, like it was nothing. Like,
you know what?
Even I was there. I've been there every Monday because we're going through trying to finalize these songs that we started in the spring. Miscommunication, not a big got done, and then computer crash. But it's all saved.
Okay.
We're working on it now, but yeah.
Maybe he's like all nonchalant because he owns it. He's
a cool.
It.
Oh yeah, he's a cool guy.
I wish more people could.
Well, it was funny because we were talking on Monday, and his wife was there, and she was telling me like when they first met, and she used to go down because he used to have a big studio in Atlanta, and she's like, "Yeah, there's this guy there that was rapping Drake." She's like, "No big deal, like."
It's just
she's kind of shook, dude. Like I didn't know who he was, and
it's wheelchair Jimmy.
She's like, yes.
Sorry.
Aubrey Graham.
Sorry.
Jimmy.
Oh my goodness.
But so he sent me a beat, and he's like, I give beats out to people and just see where they go with it, and started working on it. I don't know. I always felt this like kind of summer thing because it's kind of like a real longing beat, and so. I was working on it, I had this winter vibe to it, left it alone, and then months go by, and I didn't really think about it. And then I went to Canada back in May, and I took a trip, went up to Banff, and it was snowing, of course. I went, and there was a blizzard. Don't take travel advice from me ever. And
you live your best life. I
started having this rhythm like... It was the beat that he had sent.
He was in the back of your head.
So I started putting something down like snow coming down, cold December, and so
here you go.
We started putting it. I started like kind of writing it a little bit, and then got busy up and everything. And then when I was in the Dakotas, I literally played every day from May 30th or May 30th, 31st, I can't remember which day, up until the beginning of October. I literally played every single day. And I think I went to 9 different states. So I'm playing every day. You don't really have time to sit there. And Sean was busy because Sean does DJ 4 or 5 nights a week. So we're not communicating.
Right.
And I'm like, I want new music out. I want to put new music out. So we're not communicating. I can't get a hold of him. So none of that's getting done. So my buddy Tom, who I recorded with Cottonwood Recording there in Rapid City, we did Native Americana together. So I'm now scheduling time with Tom to just sit there and try to work on something. I had a couple songs that I started with Tom. I took to Sean, didn't get anywhere far with Sean, so turn around like, let's just finish them here. Since we're doing that, I was like, okay, maybe I can put together 5 songs, do a 5-song EP called Cottonwood Sessions, and it'll be all the songs I worked with Tom. So that way I have something coming out.
Yes.
And so I wrote a song. It was around rodeo time, the Days of 76 rodeo. I wrote a song called called Ride. And it's, cowgirl hat in the corner. And then so wrote that one. And then, about a week later, I'm starting to work on the next one. And then that rhythm came back.
Back to you. It's like.
So worked on it, and it became this song. The song's called My Way Home. So I'm actually looking at releasing it. It should be released January 15th. So whenever this comes out, at least you have the date. I'm not gonna say it's gonna come out next week, and
don't just watch for it.
So it'll be out January 15th. Is what I currently have it slotted for. It's gonna be on the new record whenever that gets done this next year.
This is beautiful. It's beautiful.
This song is called My Way Home, which, it's funny. I feel like this is my best lyrically, like the metaphors and stuff.
Oh yeah, you have the I cried at home. So yeah.
Snow's coming down on a cold December night. Caught up in the whiskey and the firelight, traveling back a different time and place, searching for solace in the echoes of grace. My heart's calling out for the warmth to slip away, frozen in the winter air on a never-ending day. Memories rushing by, drifting in the wind, never knowing when it starts or where it ends. Like a cowboy in the night, I rode away without her, chasing the horizon while my heart stayed behind. Lost and alone, running from what I wanted, trying to find my way home. I'm stuck with the love that I left behind. Like a cowboy in the night, I rode away without her, chasing the horizon while my heart stayed behind. Lost and alone, running from what I wanted, trying to find my way home. Hope she's shining like a diamond amongst all the stars. Well, maybe I'll find her somewhere far. Well, the snow's finally melting, I think I see the road, finally moving forward on my way home.
Thank you.
So that's gonna be the new one, My Way Home. You could actually, you sneak around, you can find me on SoundCloud. You can actually listen to it right there. But it'll be out live January 15th. So
tell people like anything else you want to plug here.
Well, I'm about to say, never know where I'm playing right now. Next year, I'll be playing in Texas, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Montana, working in Wyoming as well. I'll be playing in Alaska a couple times next year, so
awesome.
Get some new places. Of course, Georgia, North Carolina, maybe Tennessee, see what we can make happen. But just be sure to follow me on Instagram. My website's RyanLittleEagleMusic.com. YouTube, you can find my music video for a song I wrote called Made for Two, as well as Texas. And, I throw kind of covers up there and my original stuff every now and then. I have a TikTok. I don't use it much, but you can find me. You can find me on that.
Make myself do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm not as media literate. You can find me on Facebook right now. I am taking a break from social media, just kind of
cleanse.
Pretty much.
A cleanse. Yeah.
The only reason my Facebook is active is because trying to book a couple gigs, they basically say you need to send us a Facebook message. We don't do email.
I know, and some people want WhatsApp. Some people want
So. But you can find me on all the social medias. Check out my website, and just keep following. Like I said, I got music on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you can stream it. You can check out my record that I have out right now called Native Americana. You can check out Texas, Till I'm Gone. I just released my version of Deeper Than the Holler from Randy Travis.
Ooh.
So you can listen to that. I did that with my friend Tom and a friend of his, Abby Leach, who came on and sang harmony on that. And of course, My Way Home coming out in January. And I've got a new record.
T-shirt for that song. We need a T-shirt for that song.
Let's see. We're going.
Sorry.
No, I got ideas for merch for sure.
Okay.
But I also got a new record coming out next year called Simple Things and Small Town Dreams. It's going to feature 12 original songs, 1 cover, and it's being worked on right now. Hopefully, maybe Yellowstone might pick up a song, but we'll see if somewhere down the line.
Thank you.